Welcome to the Flip Hub. I'm so excited to show you this DIY framed mirror tutorial.
First, I wanted to go over what materials you will need. I chose to use Knotty Alder. I got it from Home Depot. The reason I love alder is because it's hard and it looks beautiful when you wax it. So, Knotty Alder. We got the 5.5 inch and we ripped it down to the width we wanted for our frame. Next, you will need a measuring tape. This is crucial to get your measurements accurate and to make sure your cuts are right and to make everything fit nice and snug. Next, you will need L brackets. This is an L bracket. You can find them in packs at Home Depot. They also come with screws in the pack. So you'll get the screws, and this is what you're going to use to attach to the wood. Now when you're attaching to the wall, you're going to want to use a drywall screw. This is what a drywall screw looks like, and you can get those at Home Depot as well. And I will link everything. Next, you're going to need a drill. You're going to be drilling into the wood as well as into the wall, and then you will be screwing into your wood as well as into the wall. Liquid nails. Liquid nails is great for attaching things that are heavy duty. So you're going to be using this to attach the frame to the wall as well as the mirror. And that will keep it secure where it's not nailed. Next, and for your finish, I chose to wax mine. Like I said, alder looks beautiful when it's waxed. So I used my BB Frosh wax brush as well as my clear BB Frosh wax. Not pictured is my pin nailer or my nail gun. You could also use a nail and a hammer for this or a screwdriver. There's lots of options. I chose to use a pin nailer.
Now that we've got our materials, we're going to measure our mirror so we know what lengths to cut our wood at.
Now that you've measured your mirror, you're going to determine how you want your cuts and where you're going to need to cut. A trick that not a lot of people know is that Home Depot will cut your wood for you. If you want your wood to be skinnier than the standard 5.5 inch piece of alder, you're going to have to rip it down yourself, which is not something they will do. They won't rip anything smaller than 12 inches. So you can buy a skinnier piece of wood, or you can use that 5.5 inch piece, which is going to give you a deeper frame and a bigger ledge. Then you're going to decide if you want to do a 45-degree cut or just a regular straight cut. The difference here is that when you do a 45-degree cut, your wood and your frame is going to sit flush like this, or you can do it where it's a straight cut and you will stack like this. They'll butt up against each other like that. If you are doing a 45-degree cut, the key here is to cut where you want your frame to be. You'll cut at the lower point, and that's where you'll mark. So say that you need to cut this at 3 inches. Your blade is going to end here and cut that way. If you're going to do this, you'll measure. If it's going to be 3 inches, you're going to measure here, cut straight down. Again, they'll cut that for you at Home Depot, but I will show you how I cut mine.
First, let's make sure we have on all of our safety equipment. For my straight cut, I'm going to measure right where I need it, leaving a mark. I'm going to take the blade, line it up, and cut straight on that line. If you decide you want to do a 45-degree cut, you can simply turn your saw blade to the 45-degree angle. There's a few ways that you can do this. This is the way that I chose. First, I'm going to show you how not to cut your wood. Laying the board flat is going to give me the angle exactly where I don't want it for the vertical frame that we're making. So I need to turn my board and sit it upright against the side so that my blade will come down onto it and cut the wood at a 45 degree where the wood will meet the other piece.
Okay, so by this time, you've measured your wood, you've cut your wood. Now we're going to talk about attaching our wood. So, for the sake of simplicity, I did straight cuts. That way, anybody can do this. You can go to Home Depot and you can have them cut this as a straight cut. If you want to do a 45-degree angle, it's the exact same thing. You're just gonna measure to where you want them to meet up, and that's where you'll have your 45-degree blade hit. So, we've got our board for our long side and our short side. For the sake of the tutorial, I just did a mock-up frame. So, right here is where you're going to take your nail gun and you're going to nail in here, here, and here. That will attach them. Now, I did not mention this on the supplies list, but I would highly recommend using wood glue along right here, just a skinny line. You're gonna stick it on there and then you're going to nail it in.
Once you've got your frame nailed and glued together, you're going to hold it up against your mirror to make sure it fits nice and snug. Now we're going to attach it. First, we're going to put our liquid nails along the wall and push our frame up against it. Next, we're attaching the nail brackets. Next, for your L brackets, you're going to drill into your wall and into the wood so that your screws go in nice and smooth and nice and tight. Now for the fun part. I have my L bracket and my screw that comes with the brackets. I'm going to hold my bracket up against the wood, take my drill, and attach the screw into the side of my wood. The frustrating part about these screws is that they are not magnetic and won't magnetize to your drill. But with some patience, it will totally work just fine. Here you can see I'm adding one bracket to the side. What you can't see is that we've already added 3 brackets to the top, as well as an additional bracket on the right side. Next, we'll take our drywall screw and we will simply attach it into the other hole and into the wall. Easy as Sunday morning. All right, you've done it. You've got your custom mirror frame up. Now it's time to put the final finishing touches on. First, we're going to start with our BB Frosh wax brush and BB Frosh clear finishing wax. BB Frosh is my favorite wax. Not only is it easy to apply and makes your piece beautiful, but it has low odor, and any odor that it does give off is completely non-toxic and safe for you and anybody else that you might be living with. And all of the fumes are gone in less than an hour. Once you finish waxing, if you have excess wax that you can see, you can simply use a lint-free cloth and wipe it off. You'll also notice a slight change in color of your wood. This is not permanent, and once the wax is dry and completely sealed in, you won't see any color change at all. Alright, that's it. That's your tutorial for your custom mirror frame. And guess what? We've done it. You cut, you nailed, you glued, you attached the whole piece, and you have your very own custom mirror frame. If you have any questions about this tutorial or are in need of any clarity, don't hesitate for a second to leave me a comment or send me a DM. And don't forget, if you do this tutorial, please tag me. I would love to see what you create.